something over 20 years ago, and I worked closely with him day by day for the next 10 years until my retirement. So I saw a very different part of Tu than did his family or other of his friends. The work we did, basically paperwork, was very stressful, required the understanding of quite complex policies and procedures, facing tight deadlines, angry clients, and demanding bosses. Tu described to me his growing up in Laos, and I could only imagine what a different world this one turned out to be compared to the one he would have experienced there. The mountains of northern Laos are far different from the Sacramento Valley, and the Hmong culture is far different than the American culture. And sitting in a cubicle in West Sacramento, talking to a wide range of people about their disabilities, their income, their assets, their living arrangements, is with certainty a far different life than Tu might have ever experienced in Laos. And his journey from the highlands of Laos to Sacramento was itself filled with emotional trauma. I myself have family that grew up in Laos, so they are Lao rather than Hmong. But I listened to their stories of living in Laos, fleeing the country silently in the dead of night, crossing the Mekong River. In their stories of living in refugee camps in Thailand, and finally coming to the U.S., learning a totally different and difficult language, and experiencing a totally different culture, and finding it exceedingly difficult in practical terms, such as finding employment, and also in psychological terms, trying to fit into a vastly different culture. So while Tu was never one to complain at all, or to ask for sympathy or understanding, I knew a little of what he had to overcome and the emotional toll it had to have taken on him. On the job, Tu was expected to perform the same work as myself and other employees, but he started at a huge disadvantage. But I, and everyone Tu worked with, came to be in awe of his ability to adapt, but also in awe of his wisdom, his strength, his perseverance, his resilience, his dependability, his dedication and determination, his patience, his quiet calmness under pressure, and his humility. All parts of his character that enabled him to succeed at work under conditions which often bordered on impossible. But much more than that were his kindness, his generosity, his basic goodness as a person. I can testify personally that he was always much more concerned about me and my physical and mental health than he was about whatever troubles he might himself be having. So I can say without reservation that Tu Vang among the most respected and admired men ever in my life. At the very tippy top of the best of the best. I thus felt completely humbled and honored